In the month of China's 20th Party Congress, we are delighted to present an excerpt from our course, China, Understanding the Fundamentals. In this clip, our head of Geopolitics and Intelligence, Nigel Inkster, explains how the Chinese Communist Party is organized. We would like to offer you a special 20% discount for the course. Your discount code is Enodo discount_20. Learn more in the description box below.
The Chinese Communist Party was set up with the help of Soviet advisors, and its structure reflects the Soviet model. The main elements of that structure are as follows. Firstly, there is the National Congress. This is the party's highest body. It meets every 5 years to review and discuss party policy and strategy, and every 10 years to endorse the election of a new generation of party leadership. It also selects a 300-man Central Committee. The Central Committee has formal meetings on an annual basis where party decisions are debated and deliberated. Above the Central Committee is the Politburo. This is a 25-man body, including all the most senior party leadership with responsibility for particular portfolios. The Politburo holds regular meetings to discuss party policy and strategy. Above this is the Politburo Standing Committee. This used to consist of 9 members, but in 2013 was reduced to 7. It meets weekly and is able to make decisions within the policy framework established by the Politburo itself. The composition of both the Standing Committee and the Politburo represents a balancing act between different power groups and factions within the party leadership. At the very apex is the Secretary General of the Chinese Communist Party, the post occupied since 2013 by Xi Jinping. Following the Cultural Revolution, a system of collective leadership was established in order to prevent a return to the excesses that had occurred under Mao Zedong. But under Xi Jinping, the party has reverted to a system more akin to that pertained under Mao. Xi Jinping occupies 3 key posts: Secretary General of the Communist Party, Head of the Central Military Commission, and President of the People's Republic. Of these, the first is by far the most important. In 2018, it was announced that long-established term limits on the post of President of the Chinese People's Republic would be eliminated, thereby opening the way for Xi Jinping to remain in power for as long as he cared to do so. The key departments of the Chinese Communist Party are, firstly, the Organization Department. This is a department that keeps detailed records on all party members and is responsible for making all party appointments. Then there is the Propaganda Department, whose role is self-explanatory, but the importance of which cannot be overemphasized in terms of how the party seeks to deliver its objectives. Then there is the International Department, which is responsible for relationships with all fraternal communist and socialist parties around the world. An example of how this works is North Korea, where the International Liaison Department, rather than the Foreign Ministry, has primary responsibility for managing this relationship. There is also the United Front Work Department, which is responsible for developing relationships with non-party organizations and individuals both within China and overseas. There is a central research department, the party school, and the Discipline Inspection Commission, which is responsible for investigating allegations of corruption within the party and whose role will be described in much more detail in the separate module dealing with the phenomenon of corruption. The party also exercises direct control over China's best-known paper, The People's Daily, and it has its own theoretical journal, 求是, meaning seeking facts. There is also a party youth league, the largest youth organization in China, and a significant power center in its own right. Xi Jinping's predecessor, Hu Jintao, made his way up through the ranks, through the Communist Youth League.
Enroll on Enodo Economics course, China Understanding the Fundamentals. Use discount code, Enodo discount _20. Learn more in the description box below.